Welcome back to Balanced Health. For today's healthy cooking segment, Joe made us a healthy pasta casserole. That's also going to be delicious, I'm sure. Now, pasta, you're talking my language now.
Well, I'll show you talking America's language with pasta. And so, you know, at Kailea, we're talking about simple, balanced health. We know 90% of Americans are going to eat pasta. So we work on ways, and we research to, to be able to eat pasta, but not have all the negative effects of pasta. And let's quickly talk about the negative effects of pasta. It's made primarily of starch, and so it does spike your insulin, which means, spikes your blood sugar, which makes your pancreas produce a little more insulin, and that can be potentially dangerous for your health. So in this particular recipe, which we'll get more to the details in a minute, we incorporate some other things with the pasta to say, hey, we're going to take all the negatives, we're going to remove some of them, add a bunch of positives, and make it overall a pretty decent meal, Good. So one of the first things we did is put a lot of fresh food in there, We have mushrooms in there, there's garlic in there that we don't have shown here, fresh tomatoes for the marinara sauce, spinach.
And spinach. Great.
So you've got your greens, you have vegetables, you've got your lycopene and antioxidants in the tomatoes. So you got a lot of phytonutrients here on this plate,
Right.
The shells, you can use the whole grain shells, the whole wheat shells. They're not dramatically better for you than the regular ones. They just have some fiber in it usually.
Well, and don't they keep your insulin from spiking quite so fast?
The more fiber they have, yes, then the more that's going to keep your insulin from spiking. But what we do then is, so we'll take some, you can use any kind of cheese you want. My favorite is either gorgonzola or goat's cheese, And you'll take this and you make the marinara sauce. You've got mushrooms in there. You've got a quarter cup of dry wine in there, red wine. If you don't want to use wine, there's actually you can get alcohol-free wines if that's what you want to do for this.
But the antioxidant properties of red wine is really healthy.
Fantastic, and you are cooking it, you're not drinking it. A couple tablespoons of chopped basil. You can use Parmesan and Romano, sprinkle at the top. And so what we're doing here is this, Shirley. Besides making it taste delicious, we have the marinara sauce. It's got like the tomato in it and the lycopene and all that good stuff. We've got the fiber from the whole wheat pasta and from the spinach and the mushrooms and so on and so forth. We've got protein from the cheese, And then we've got the pasta, which is probably, and ironically, the least healthiest part of the overall dish. But by having those other things, the other good news is you can fill up by eating less of the pasta. And Shirley, ironically, when you go to places like Italy, which my wife loves to go there every year. Usually goes with my daughter. When they come back, they'll tell you most of their pasta dishes are like this.
Really?
They have other things in it, right? So they're not. We have this, this stereotype. I think most of us do anyway. Of Italians sitting over eating these big, huge bowls of, just twirling it up and shoving it in their mouth.
They are smaller portions, though.
They're smaller portions, but it's this. But even the pasta itself, proportionately speaking.
Okay. Other things on it.
Right. Now, just to give you an idea, this meal here is about 330 calories, 6 grams, which is great. I mean, if that's all you're going to eat. Now, I would eat a little more than that, honestly, so I'd be over to 330 calories. But
I think I would, too.
6 grams of fat, 14 grams of protein. It has 5 grams of fiber. So, yeah.
Is that from the vegetables or from the whole wheat pasta?
It's about a couple grams is from there. Most of it is from the spinach and so on and so forth. So, you even have it from the mushrooms. Anything that grows out of the ground is going to have some fiber. It has to,
Well, it looks fabulous. I want to taste.
All right, take a bite of it.
Just go ahead and taste. And I love spinach. It's one of my favorites. But I'm not going to have any so it won't stay in my teeth. Well, maybe I will.
Now, we'll have this with a nice spinach salad. And my kids love this. But again, this right here, this bowl is actually pretty tasty. And then when you heat this up, my wife gets this real hot, and she puts the gravy on it and everything, mixes it all up, and then puts the gorgonzola or whatever back on top, and then puts it back in the oven, so that when you take it out, the cheese is just freshly melted over the top of the, I actually feel saliva here.
You can have a bite, too.
My salivary glands are working.
You know what was interesting? I couldn't even tell that was whole wheat pasta.
Well, that's
so delicious, and you couldn't even tell the difference.
Well, and you asked me, we were talking about that off air, and you said, do you like the whole wheat pasta? I said, I think by itself, I probably wouldn't. But when you put marinara on there, and you've got garlic and onions and tomatoes and spinach and these different kind of cheeses on it, I really can't tell the difference. And, we're at least making some positive difference on this.
Yeah.
Now, remember, so something like this, Shirley, we will have, for dinner, maybe with a bowl of salad. But I always start my day with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Yep.
I take a scoop of the berry, a scoop of the greens. I mix that together, okay? And then for lunch, I will have something like chicken or turkey along with a green vegetable.
Okay.
So now I'm going into dinner with no grains or sugars. Okay. So if I have something like this for dinner, I'm not feeling so bad.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you, it's really, really delicious. And you can go on our website for all the recipes, which is so great. And to download this particular pasta casserole recipe, you can go to tln.com, click on shows, and then go to Balanced Health. It's all the time we have, and we want to really thank Dr. Walt and Barb Larimore for sharing their book, His Brain, Her Brain, with us. Fascinating stuff. If you'd like a copy of this show, give us a call and order a DVD right now. To submit your health questions, email us at balancedhealth@tln.com or call the number on your screen, and we'll answer them on the air. For Joe Costello and myself, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on Balanced Health.